Okay, we're here at Bett with Danny Yeow. Danny, I guess an event this big has been something that you have been thinking of for a long while over the COVID years, but now it's here. And what's it like to be here?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think something like Bett, this actually works out as the 15th time I've been here to Bett. So yeah, it makes me feel very old when I talk about things like that. But yeah, really interesting to be here. Yeah.
Busy, loads going on.
And I think it's getting busier and busier. So I think when things restarted probably in 2020, 2021, when we could start doing events, there was still a bit of a, probably not quite as busy as it is. It's gradually got busier and busier since 2020 onwards.
Yeah.
And I think now today it's really, really busy. We've got so much going on. So many clients to meet. People coming in from today. So for example, we've got people coming in from Jordan today. So we've got Chief Financial Officer coming to meet us. We've got schools from Spain. We've got schools from Poland, across Europe, people from Latin America.
Yeah.
I think travel's kind of back on and everybody's back into the full swing of events as they used to be now.
Tell us what's to be gained for both guests and global school payments from your perspective at an event like this.
So with something like Bett, it really is just kind of the meeting place that everybody comes to every year. So like I said, it's been my 15th year. It just continues to be the kind of one place that everybody goes to each year. Particularly being here in London, it's right next to the city airport. So Wednesday is always really, really full with international clients and things like that. People that want to move into the UK, naturally it's the hub of everything that's going on. And even people that aren't exhibiting here get the opportunity to meet with various different clients, partners, and set up meetings, such as this thing, stuff here at BETT Connect, to allow them to really kind of make the most of it, even if they're not exhibiting.
What sort of clients will you be catching up with or working for over the next 2 days? What sort of things will you be doing?
So, we're really privileged now that GEST is growing, as is GSP, but really, really privileged that GEST is growing. So it allows us to be really selective about the sort of people we want to work with. We want to work with best of breed solutions. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the biggest name in the market.
Yeah.
We're very keen to work with startups that we think have got real big potential as well. Combination of various different things in different sectors really. So we're not too worried about the size of business necessarily. If we think the product is great, we can see a market for it, and it fits complementary into everything that we do. We deliberately don't work with anybody that would be conflict of interest at all. Something that fits nicely alongside and really adds value to school.
What about the industry itself at the minute? Because it's tech, it's a fast-changing, industry and sector, but is it moving quicker than it ever has to at the minute? So that necessity to stay on top of things becomes more prevalent for a successful business.
Yeah, so I think if you think post-COVID, there was a point where everybody needed to have something online. We needed to get online very, very quickly. We need to make sure everything worked online. So the systems and the solutions that they had at the time were what they had to make do with. I think now we're kind of past that, and there's no real concern that we're necessarily going back into another lockdown and things like that. It gives schools a time to kind of reassess and go, this is what we've had, and this is what we got through. If we want to move hybrid again, how are we going to do it properly? So I think there's a combination of this is what we had, and they've managed to get through that, so that it's not just necessary we need to get something as quickly as possible. But people are really taking stock of how to actually really improve it and add value moving forward.
Okay. And after today, after this week's finished, what's coming up next for GEST in 2023?
So we've actually got some clients coming up in the Middle East. So in May we'll be back over to the UAE helping some clients out there, and then naturally it starts to slow down towards the summer in terms of the international travel and things like that. That's a really busy time for us in terms of planning and helping businesses out ready for the kind of new academic year. It's a bit like the kind of time between two football seasons or sports seasons really, in that they take stock of what they've done last year. We're progressing towards what we want to do ready for September and the start of the school year. So although it's not contact time necessarily with schools and selling time, it's about making sure everything's in place, ready to go come the time the schools open in September.
Great stuff. Thank you, Danny. Thanks for your time.